Hey Stampers, Gaynor again, and I'm coming back. I know on one of my videos I've said I'm going to try my best to do 3 a week, but I'm struggling, girls, really big time. 5 months without crafting and I'm struggling big time. But what I will promise to do is try my very best to get 1 a week up for now, and then I'm trying to ease myself back into it. Plus I'm also trying to do fun fold cards. Some I've done before, some I've not done before. I will be using old stamp sets. I will be doing a card which I'll show you tonight, and then I will do it a little bit different so we can spice things up a little bit. But this is called we've done tower cards before where we've had the tower at the side. This time we're having the tower on both sides, and this is the card I want to show you how I'm going to make tonight. It's absolutely beautiful. I've used the Shaded Summer. I'm not sure, I think this is still in till June, but I'm not going to get rid of any of my stamp sets. I added these beautiful gems. I found some different ones which I may use to compensate with these colours, but there is our little tower. It's so cute and it does stand up. My squares which I put on an angle, I will fetch this one up a little bit, and then maybe, but it does still fit in a standard size card when folded. This is 4 1/4 by 5 7/8, so you can get 2 to each card. Absolutely gorgeous. And you've got a little panel on the back to write your message. You don't have to. You could quite easily leave it blank if you're using plain white cardstock like I am, or you can spruce it up with a little border and a little bit of stamping just to make it a bit more interest. But like I say, it folds up. It's like a little twin tower card. Absolutely adorable. So I've got all my bits. We're going to do some stamping, some gluing, we're going to do some cutting, scoring. Gaynor's trying to think. I've got all my bits here. I've got some extra little bits for, instead of stamping our beautiful image, we're still going to stamp, but we're then going to die cut it and attach it. So this will be for my sentiment. This will be for, so we're going to buff it up and make it a bit more 3D, if you get my drift. So I'm going to put that there. I'm fetching, there goes my coaster. I do apologise. There are the measurements for this card. If you can press pause, there for the squares, that's for the DSP. I wasn't going to, yeah, I did use DSP. I used extra then, white, for the centerpiece, which I use just an odd piece of old white card. It's not Whisper White, but this one will be. It's the same colour. So we have got some. Oh, and by the way, this is the designer series paper is from Harvest Meadow. I think it's off one of the annual catalogue. Not annual. You know, the occasional catalogue. Sorry, should I say. So what we've got to do, we've got to pop this in. The long side, we're going to score this at 1 inch. Oh, and I've just sliced it. Did you just see what Gaynor did with the boo-boo? I've sliced it. So let me, what I like. So let's grab another piece of card. This is Whisper White. Oh, it's thick cardstock this is. So see, we can all make boo-boobs. Don't worry about that extra cardstock. Let's cut this at 5 7/8. It's still 8 1/4. Let's do it down and then take the blade out of the way. So we're going to do this again. We're going to score this. 1 inch and 2 inch. And then I'm going to take this over to 3. And I'm going to use my bone folder, just the crease. I only want the line. I don't really want a score line. It's very, very faint. I can see it. Very faint indeed. And I'm going to do exactly the same on this side. So let's do that again at 1 inch. So simple, this card. Just make sure we got that. So 1 inch, a good score. 2-inch a good score, and then I'm going to take this up to the 3-inch mark. You could use just a pencil for this if you want to. I'm just using just a very thin score line so I can see, because we're going to go in 1 inch and we're going to cut from 1 to 3, and then we're going to go in at 2 inch and cut 1 to 3 and repeat on all 4 corners. So now I need my blade. So I'm going to pop this in. I'm going to take this to 1 inch on the side, and we're going to cut. You can just cut to 3, but 3. Lift it up, take it down to 2 inches, and we're going to repeat that process from 3 back to 1. Going to flip the card over, and we're going to pop this in at 1 and 1 to 3. Lift it up, push it into 2 inches, and we're going to take this again from 3 back down to 1. Now we're going to repeat the card on both sides again. So in at 1, from 1 down to 3. Lift up the card, the blade, take it to 2. And we're going to cut from 3 down to 1. Then, because we can't get over this side, we just flip the card over. And again, we're going to cut in at 1, start at 1. Just lift that up a little bit. And cut to 3. I'm going to lift that up. I'm going to take that to 2. Pop that down, and we're going to cut from 3 all the way up to 1. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 cut lines. We've got 2 score lines. We do not bend this one. We'll move that out of the way. And it's up to you now which way you can just basically fold the second score line over and just give that a score. And you can also score your first one. And if you do go over a little bit, just press it out. And then what we're going to do is going to push back. And we're going to push back. Maybe you could score the third one. I never did. I just literally took it down, folded it straight, and then I scored my lines, which gave me the perfect score line. And now we're going to do the same. We're going to fold over score line number 2, fold back score line number 1. And then we're going to do the same again. Wait there, let's get this the right way. We're going to pop that one. Let's do it this way. Pop this one. Wait there, now Gaynor's done. I folded that one the wrong way. That's what I've done. It's got to be the other way. Gaynor made a boo-boo. Don't worry, it's so easily rectified. So we've got our back pieces, and then we just basically push that one back, push that one back, bring them up, fold them over, and then we've got our third score line. Or you can just score 1, 2 and 3. I didn't like that because when you turn it over, you don't have a score line down here, down here, down here, and down here. So there is your twin tower card. It's up to you how you decorate it now. You could just, I'm having a panel here, 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 and down the sides. And I'm also got this one again. So I'm going to do some stamping before I stick that on there. And that's going to be my back panel that I'm going to stick on the back for me to write on. So let's grab our panels. This one is going to be our centre panel. I love this designer series paper. It's so cute. And I haven't used a lot of it, as you can see. Oh no, I'm clogged up, look. So these are literally cut. What is wrong with my glue? Sorry about that, girls. Let me just pop my glue peg right in. I think it needs the nozzle coming off and a good clean. There we go. But I know you girls love a fun fold card, so only an 1/8 of an inch have I cut this shorter than anything else. This now I'm going to glue. This is going to fold and pop on my centerpiece. So fold that in. You don't have to decorate there because your diamonds, where your squares are going. You can leave them as squares if you want to. I'm not going to glue that one just yet. I'm going to get these longer strips for my shorter pieces of designer series paper. These are for the sides. Making sure they are a fraction of an inch smaller than my sides. Absolutely beautiful. So it's not really a difficult card to make, and it's not really an awkward card to make. It's just, it looks complicated. Making sure you got yourself a good distance. Pop that on. Oops. Giving myself a decent slot there. Another one. I mean, you could, you know, when they come to do the flower, you don't have to stamp it. You could literally just cut it out of designer series paper. That would be lovely as well. Get this on the other side. I mean, you could have your card opening that way if you wanted to, but I suppose that's a totally different card we could do on another occasion. Keeping sure I've roughly got the same distance on either side. And now these are our smaller pieces. Where's the other one? 1, 2, 3. Ah, there it is. I thought I was missing a section then. Do you know, girls, I am so into seeking the Lord these days. He takes my priority over everything. And God does not forgive sin. He forgives sinners. We have all sinned. We have all done stuff we're not happy about. But seek Him for forgiveness. He will forgive you for your sins. He won't forgive the sin itself. He'll forgive the sinner. And that's given me a lot of peace. Because I desire to seek the Lord on a daily basis. He's taken up all my time, and I'm not worried a little bit. They say seek the Lord on a daily basis, and I am. I truly am. You could even decorate these little sections, but I think that would be a little bit too bulky for the card. People, they say it's so easy to sin, it's even harder to turn away from it. So I've asked for my forgiveness. I'm trying my best to turn away from my sin. I packed up smoking. I don't drink anymore. I do vape on my ciggy, I know that. But right, these squares measure, they're 2 5/8 by 2 5/8, and these are 2.5 by 2.5. You could actually have the blue, the can't think of that colour. Calypso Coral on that side. So we're just going to layer these up. Nice little border all around. And the same on this one. I think that would look pretty as well, wouldn't it? It would go with those tones. But because I've already cut my... Not Night of Navy. Misty Moonlight. I knew I'd get it in the end. There's Mr. Boy still screaming and shouting at his games. So, when you attach these, you can leave them the same length. Just to try and... I wanted to slightly cover those corners, so that's what I did. I fetched my card down a little fraction. And it doesn't matter about the top so much because it will fit in your envelope, but I'm gonna literally get my little square. I'm only doing it roughly in the center, and I want to, like I say, try and cover the whites of the square. So if you can see that, and I'm just going to go underneath and wipe away the glue. So I'm going to try and keep, that's it. So I don't want any glue on these sections. So again, check which way your card is going. Glue about that much because you don't want these sides showing. And then, because you can have this any way round, any which way you want now, round. So again, I'm keeping those glued sections, which you can see through here. You will know not to add glue there, otherwise your card will stick down. And we just want to test that. Perfect. So I've got this square now, which is roughly 3 1/4 by 3 1/4. I'm still going to have that section, so I've got my piece of, this is the scallop square, and I think it's the largest. I'm not sure, I think it is. I'm just going to pop that on there, and I'm going to cut that out. Ooh, stiff. And I'm going to fetch it back if I can. Oh, wow. There we go. I think if you do it on your bigger machine, you can do it at an angle, it's less stiff. So bear with me, ladies and gents. Oh. There we go. Whew. My arthritis is kicking in. So we're just going to pop that to one side for a moment. Put my desk scrape, and then I'm going to peel off the excess. Pop out the square. Then the square becomes about 2 3/4 by 2 3/4, and this is going directly on there. But this time I'm going to add dimensionals, and I'm going to pop one in each corner. I'm going to add another one. You don't have to do the center one, but I'm going to do that anyway. And then I'm going to lift my card or lay it flat, and I'm just going to position that try and get it roughly in the center. And then once I know it's there, the reason I didn't add this one straight away because I stamped first and then I did my second lot of stamping over the top, but this time I am going to stamp my image and my sentiment so I can have it slightly stronger. And I think this is going to fit. Get my sponge out to clean my stamp. Oh, what a beautiful image. Absolutely stunning. Now I'm going to take my white for the back, and I've got this beautiful leaf design. Absolutely gorgeous. That's going on the back, and then I'm going to take my Misty Moonlight and my lovely sentiment, and I think I've got it lined up correctly. I'm just going to line this up. It's a little bit off, so let me just try that again. Much better. We're going to trim that down anyway with scissors. But that is a lot better. So let that to one side. I'm going to fetch in this beautiful stamp that is going to cut my gorgeous flower out. Let's pop that to one side. Fingers crossed we can cut it out on here. I'm just showing you the first card really is just stamping. This one is stamping and die cutting and adding a little bit more dimension on your card. That went through nice. Just because of the straight edge. But look at that, that is absolutely gorgeous. We can add this to here. We can add that on dimensionals. Pop that in the bin. Pop my die back. There's no little ones in there for me to do a message. No little labels or anything. So let's pop that to one side. I'm going to grab some mini dimensionals for my flower. Just add a few in certain areas. A little strip there. Getting some down the stem. Not much, but I've got a little bit down there. I'm just going to add one more there. One more there. And I think I'll just pop one there as well, just to keep it balanced. And this then is going to be added to our beautiful card. Absolutely stunning. So we've got even more dimension. So let me glue these two sections together. You can just use normal Whisper White because you're adding layers. If you were not adding layers, just adding DSP, I would go for the slightly thicker cardstock. Give your card a bit of substance. Just flop that over so I don't smudge it. And then this is the panel that's going on the back. You could add a ribbon all the way around if you wanted to. That is absolutely fabulous, and I'm just going to make sure that panel fits in there just right. Again, and like I say, now this is where we're going to write our message on the back. Our card sits up absolutely beautiful. Right, now for our sentiment. So I'm going to use my larger scissors, and I'm just going to cut my sentiment at an angle, and I may add another angle that way, and then I can just trim the top, trim the bottom. We've got our lovely sentiment. Again, you can add this with dimensionals if you wanted extra dimension. I think I'm just going to basically, I'm just going to add that on the top, and I'm going to add some more dimensionals, and I'm just going to need the 2 for this one. I know I had the other one running through, but this is stepping it up a little bit extra, doing that little bit extra. So let me fold my card shut. I'm going to make sure I keep that on a nice and straight so it doesn't top out above my card. See, with this one, they've overlapped. Absolutely beautiful either way, but more dimension. You could add some glossy accents. Now I'm going to grab my lovely gems. Just going to pop my bits out the way. This looks like it's not going to... Oh wait, it was open. Again, I forgot she splits them at the bottom. So let's grab my poke tool. I'm doing a lot of crush, bang and walloping. So let's add a large one to the center of this beautiful flower. We can add a small one to here, a small one to here, and if we wanted to, let's go wild and add another 2 large ones. I'm going to put one here, yeah, one there, and I might add one right down there. Got my sticky patch. I'm going to fetch in my bow maker, and I'm just going to take what I need to make a small bow, she says. Ooh. I'm only lightly doing that because I don't want the ends to curl. Get that snip. Not got a lot of that left, but it's lasting well. I am going to grab my glue dots from a card kit I had. Just take one off. I'm going to pop this in the center and just roll that up until the backing comes off. I'm going to add that to the stem up there. Make sure I've got it right where I want it. And then add this beautiful, beautiful little bow. Just right on top. Absolutely stunning. How cute. I'm just going to pop my glue away before it dries up and I can't get my pin in it. There we go. Pop my glue dots away. And there is that same card with more dimension, more depth of intrigue. Like you say, grab your Wink of Stella. You can add, just pat it, don't smudge, just pat the petals, and you can make that glisten and shine. without spreading your ink. I would advise cleaning your nib when you've done it, but don't spread it over the flower, and then you still get that sparkle. Don't know if you can see that better. I've got a terrible eyesight, but you could add a little white, you could add your dimension pen or even Wink of Stella around the edges so the recipient can see. You could add some, what do they call it? What were those little sprinkles they used to, diamond dust? I don't know, I can't remember. Dazzling diamonds, that was it. You could add dazzling diamonds to make that even sparkle even more. But there is our stamping card, just as gorgeous. And then there's our step up card where we've stamped and die cut with this beautiful message at a slant. I think that ties in absolutely beautiful, perfect width, gorgeous gems and some more extra ones. Still got our little bow, and I think bow cards. Let me see if I can lift it up. My battery's about to die, so... Oh, there it is. Girls, I am so sorry, but I'm going to sign off, and I will see you soon. Take care. Love you all. Bye.